The film begins with a man named Sam who is traveling on a train. His life is not going well at all. At every turn, he has to face trouble. It is revealed that he is going to a deserted, desert-like town where he has to start a new job. On the train, he is sitting alone, eating, and a woman is sitting in front of him. She also has a child with her. Sam, seeing her condition, gives her his food. When he gets off at the station, the whole place is empty. Although the company had said that a man named Rick would come to pick him up, Sam looks around. Then he sees a man in a room. Sam tries to talk to him, but that man ignores him. Sam asks him where the bathroom is. The man only gestures to show. Sam gets angry at him but stays quiet and goes to the washroom. After finishing, a man's voice comes from outside. "Hurry up, brother." Here, even water costs money. Actually, that is Rick who is going to take Sam to the company. Sam says, "I'm done, brother. I'm coming out." Now both sit in the vehicle and head toward the company. On the way, Rick says, "You will have to give $300 for travel." Sam, shocked, says, "But the company said $200. Rick angrily says, "If you can pay $3,300, then fine. Otherwise, get out." Sam thinks there is no other way, so he agrees. After a while, the heat becomes very intense. Sam tries to turn on the AC. Rick immediately angrily says, "Don't touch the AC or the engine will sit." Suddenly, the vehicle's tire punctures. Rick does nothing himself and tells Sam, "Come, change the tire." Sam, out of compulsion, starts changing the tire. During this, he sees one dog killing another dog. Seeing this, Sam becomes very afraid. Rick comes and says, "Oh brother, why are you trembling?" This happens. Then he kills the wounded dog himself so it won't suffer more. Sam, with great difficulty, changes the tire. Then both get back into the vehicle. At night, they stop to fill fuel and plan to spend the night there. Both gather wood. They light a fire. Rick asks, "Why are you going so far to the company?" Sam says, "Life is going very difficult. I don't want to be dependent on anyone and I'm sure I will get a good job at that company." Rick says, "You are a good man, but the place you are going to, they suck blood. A straight man does not survive there." Sam says, "Let's see what happens." The next day, the journey starts again. Now Sam is driving. Rick sleeps. Because of the heat, Sam secretly turns on the AC. After a while, the engine stops. Rick wakes up and gets angry at Sam. "I told you not to touch the AC." He angrily gets out of the vehicle. Sam also gets out and apologizes. Rick becomes angrier and says, "Shut up, I don't want to hear your voice." After that, Sam goes to urinate. A little away, he sees a shining stone. When he looks closely, he finds that it is pure gold. He immediately calls Rick, "Hey, come check, am I dreaming?" As soon as Rick sees it, he is shocked. He takes out a lighter, lights it, and places it on the rock. He says, if it turns black, it's a normal stone, otherwise pure gold. The rock remains unchanged. Gold confirmed. Now both unpack their things. They start digging a hole to extract the gold. They put in full effort, but the rock does not move. Rick tries to tie the gold to the vehicle with a rope to pull it, but the rope breaks because the gold is heavy. After that, both keep working. They dig the whole day. Now the sun begins to set. Rick says, "Quickly gather wood because wild dogs roam nearby. At night, they will bite us. If we light a fire, they will run away." Both gather wood. They light a fire. In joy, they play music and start dancing. Rick hugs Sam and says, "I will get you a full AC car." At night, they sit and make plans. Rick says, "This gold rock is very big. Even if we dig for months, we will not be able to extract it. So one person will stay here by the rock and the other will go bring the digging machine." Sam says, "Brother, you go get it. I will look after the rock." Rick says, "No, brother, you go. I will sit by the rock. This is a desert. There are wild animals everywhere. You will not be able to endure it." Sam says, "No problem. Don't worry about me. I will survive. You are a thief anyway. You might run away with the gold. How can I trust you?" Rick says, "Okay, brother, I'll go. You watch the gold." The next day, they divide the rations. Rick gives Sam a satellite phone so they can stay in contact. Rick says, "A friend of mine has the digging machine. I will bring it. Pray the vehicle does not break down on the way. It may take me 5 days to return," and then he leaves. Sam covers the gold with soil so that if anyone passes by, they won't see the gold. He also sets up a small tent near the rock and keeps all his belongings inside it. Before sunset, he gathers wood to light a fire at night. At night, he lights the fire and sits. He eats a little and saves the rest. Suddenly, he hears the sounds of wild dogs and realizes that being alone, he is easy prey. He becomes afraid and sleeps holding a knife. The next morning, he wakes from the blazing sun. He is very hot and exhausted. His sleep is incomplete and the sun's heat is burning his skin. Then the satellite phone rings. Sam runs to the phone, but the call ends. He sits in the tent, looking at the gold and thinking that after selling the gold he will first buy a big house. Then Sam wanders in the nearby area. At a short distance he sees a crashed plane. He immediately goes there and decides to stay. But from there the gold rock is out of his sight. So he takes some pieces of the plane and makes a small tent near the rock. Sam rests for a while to save water and reduce fatigue. Suddenly, he hears sounds outside like someone is stealing the gold rock. He goes out, but nothing is there. The rock remains as it was. He sits by the rock. Then he gets an idea. Why not cut a piece of gold from the rock? Sam lifts a stone and begins to break the gold and succeeds in breaking a big piece of gold and cleans the dirt off it and keeps it with him. At that moment, Rick calls. Sam says, "Hey brother, where are you? The sun has ruined me." Rick says, "The engine got damaged. I will be a little late." Sam says, "Hurry, I will die of thirst." Rick says, "It will take me a few more days," and cuts the phone. At night, Sam sits by the fire and the dogs howl around. Sam fears that all the dogs might attack at once. He holds a burning stick so the dogs will run away. He stays awake all night in fear of the dogs. Morning comes. He wants the gold, but the sun has burned his skin. In pain, he cannot sleep. He goes to drink water, but very little is left. Suddenly, he sees a snake coming toward him. He tries to kill it to eat because food is almost finished. But while killing the snake, the water bottle falls and only a little water remains. Then he goes back to the plain area hoping to find some food or drink. Then he sees a person coming from afar. He immediately hides inside the plane. But the person comes near and asks him to come out. On coming close, it turns out to be a girl who wants to talk to him. But Sam is not ready to talk. The girl asks, "What are you doing sitting here? Why did you choose this place?" Sam says nothing and remains silent. After a while, Sam tells the girl that she can live in the plane and he leaves from there. The girl says, "You are hiding something from me." She follows Sam and comes to the camp with him. She repeatedly asks Sam how he arrived here. Now Sam gets nervous. He thinks that before she sees the gold, he should somehow drive her away. Sam tells the girl, "Why are you following me? You have no business here. You should leave." The girl says, "I will not leave until it is known why you are trying to drive me away. Surely you are hiding some secret from me." At that time, her eyes fall on the gold. She says, "Okay, so this is it. You have become the owner of all the gold. You will take all this treasure alone. Now listen to me. I will not leave here until I get half of it." Sam gets angry. He picks up a stick and hits her on the head. The girl dies on the spot. Sam is shocked. He cannot believe that in greed, he has killed someone. Then he composes himself. He picks up all his valuable things. He digs a hole and buries her body. Sometime later, he sees a dog trying to dig the body out of the grave. Sam runs and comes. He chases the dog away. He takes the body out and burns it. The next day, he wakes to the ringing of the phone. Sam tells Rick, "Hey brother, where are you? I am dying of hunger. If you do not come quickly, I will die of hunger and thirst." Rick says, "Sorry brother, I know you are suffering a lot. I am coming quickly. It is just that the digging machine is very slow. It will take a little more time." Sam becomes distressed. Hunger and thirst make his condition bad. On top of that, the fear that some wild animal might attack. Sometime later, he sees a vehicle going on the road. He thinks, "Why not take a piece of gold and leave from here?" But his greed for more gold stops him. He could have taken one piece of gold that would have changed his life, but his greater desire keeps him there. Sam gathers wood for the night before evening. Suddenly, a very strong sandy storm comes. He runs toward the tent, but the storm blows his tent away. Sam runs around to save his life, but then a tree falls on him. After the storm stops, Sam finds himself buried in the dirt with a wooden piece pierced through his stomach. But Sam's greed for gold is so filled that instead of pulling the wood out of his stomach, he goes straight toward the gold's place. He searches everywhere for the gold and finally finds a piece. Sam rejoices. Then he pulls the wood out of his stomach and a lot of blood starts flowing from the wound. He ties the wound with a piece of cloth, but the bleeding does not stop. Forced, he heats a piece of a tin can over the fire and applies it on the wound. This causes Sam so much pain that he faints. After a while, he regains consciousness.
He sees the same girl everywhere whom he had killed. Now his mind spins. He cannot understand whether it is true or hallucination. Then the phone rings. Rick calls. Sam shouts, "Brother, that girl is appearing everywhere." Rick says, "Which girl? Don't let anyone know about the gold. If anyone finds out, then kill them." But Sam is in such bad condition that he cannot even stand on his feet, let alone kill anyone. He is crawling on the ground without the courage even to answer. Suddenly, the same girl appears standing in front of him. But this time there are no wounds on her face. She gives Sam water and says to accept help. But Sam, blinded by greed for gold, even refuses to accept help. Sam, frightened, says, "I killed you." "Stay away," she says. "Just tell me one thing. Did my twin sister pass through here?" Then Sam is certain that this is not a hallucination but the twin sister of the girl he had killed. Sam says, "No, I saw nothing. Just go away," after which she walks away. Sometime later, wild dogs come near him and surround him. He immediately calls Rick and asks, "Where are you? Come quickly or these dogs will kill me." He cries. He pleads with Rick, "Please come quickly." Rick says, "Wait, I am just about to arrive." Then suddenly the dogs attack. One by one they start tearing him apart. Here we see Rick sitting far away watching everything through binoculars. In fact, he had reached there many days earlier with the machine and was just waiting for Sam to die so he could take all the gold alone. After that, Rick hides. He watches the dogs drag Sam away. Even then, Sam keeps looking at the gold. Then the wild dogs tear Sam apart and eat him. When Rick is sure Sam is dead, he comes with the vehicle to take the gold. But suddenly an arrow flies and strikes him directly in the chest and he also dies.